In the world of high-tech science, danger lies at the edge of discovery.
Now we're going in. If at some point I turn green, get enormous, and rip my clothes off, that means that the radiation is in fact still going. Wow, that's it, huh?
This is the beam.
In this episode of How China Works,
All right, Mr. Zhong, I'm coming. I'm coming, sir. I'm coming.
I'm bringing cameras and questions to places outsiders are rarely permitted.
Oh my God, look at that.
To investigate what it takes to keep a nation of over 1.3 billion moving forward.
10, 15 years ago, if we were here, there'd be nothing but the Pearl River and boats.
Through its 5-year plans, China has set ambitious goals.
We're adding 200,000 passengers worth of capacity every single day.
Day.
From lifting hundreds of millions out of poverty to increasing the average lifespan.
You're trying to change the way in which they live their lives.
Yeah.
And now China's turning from world manufacturer into world innovator.
It's really kind of a multi-generational piece of art.
I'm Danny Forster, architect and international explorer. I've spent years investigating cultures and countries around the globe.
Look at this thing! Look at this thing!
You're creating an archive of humanity.
Yes.
And I'm back
All right.
Victory!
to find out how China works. This is where cutting-edge architecture meets high-tech science.
So really, I'm looking at like a cannon, right? It's
Yeah.
like a gun.
Yeah, like a gun.
Like the actual beam is coming out of that steel wall.
Yeah. From that, the steel pipes come right here. Come
Shooting right there.
Yeah, shoot our samples.
This building is designed as a spiral to fire electrons in a circle, producing a powerful light beam. It's called a synchrotron, and it allows scientists to see things they never could before. In this case, Professor Chi and I are taking a closer look at the Ebola virus.
We've got the 3 components to do this experiment. We've got our beam, our light source.
Yeah,
We've got our crystal.
crystal.
We've got our digital camera.
Yeah.
So now we need to actually look at the Ebola crystals. I do want to point out that it's sort of hilarious that we both have a radioactive space, liquid nitrogen, and now we've added Ebola to the soup. We've got a lot of danger here.
I think it's quite safe. It's quite safe.
Safe enough?
Yeah,
or
safe enough.
Quite safe.
Don't worry.
The liquid nitrogen frozen Ebola crystals, and now I'm going to insert it into the beam line. It's a tight fit.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Okay, here we go.
Got it.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
So if you look right there, you can see almost like a needle shooting out right there. Just on the edge of the needle, it's probably imperceptible to the naked eye. On the tip of that little needle right there is the Ebola crystal. So now the Ebola crystal is loaded into place. Now what?
First, evaluate the quantity of crystal, then we collect this site.
The Ebola epidemic devastated West Africa in 2013.
The Ebola outbreak in Africa could infect over 20,000 people in just a matter of months.
Claiming as many as 11,000 lives in just 3 years.
So basically, by studying the atomic structure of Ebola, there's a chance you can find its weak point,
Yeah.
its vulnerability.
Yeah.
And then those who create drugs and treatments can target that weak point that you discovered here.
Definitely.
So what will happen with your research? Who will be able to read it? Who will be able to study your research?
We share the data. All the scientists all over the world will can share our data site.
Throughout the world.
Yeah, all over the world.
So you're really part of a global effort to research Ebola and try and stop it.
Yeah.
In the 15th century, China led the world in technology. with innovations like the first seismograph, magnetic compasses, and type printing. Now, it's making a 21st century comeback. In 2015, China won its first Nobel Prize in physiology or medicine. This synchrotron facility gives Chinese scientists the tools they need to do groundbreaking research.
We try to provide world-class research tools for the Chinese scientists. For them, they have the capability.
So a building like this isn't just a piece of infrastructure, but it's also a kind of a scientific beacon to bring back these young minds, to bring back Chinese scientists, to cultivate a culture of science here in Shanghai.
Yes, right.
And has it worked?
Yes, I think, from the very beginning, and this is like a seed. This facility is, at the moment, is overbooked, and we can only provide 1/4 of the demanding time users required.
Located inside Zhangjiang High-Tech Park, this state-of-the-art facility is one of more than 70,000 companies transforming Shanghai into a high-tech center on a global stage. All over China, innovation is the buzzword. And it's also the focus of China's 13th five-year plan. You see, beginning in the 1950s, five-year plans guide the country forward. They address long-term issues, things like the environment, the economy, health, and infrastructure. This drive towards innovation is embodied in China's first special economic zone, Shenzhen. With new rules for trade and business, this city has grown from a fishing village into the metropolis that it is today, home to cutting-edge industries, both large and small.
They call the city of Shenzhen the Silicon Valley of China. I'm heading about an hour outside of the city of Shenzhen to something called the China National Gene Bank. This is a place where they're sequencing DNA. They're trying to do things like cure cancer, remove birth defects, and bring back formerly extinct animals like the famous woolly mammoth. Let's get the booties going. Things are looking good. Pop the collar, got a nice look, everything's going well. Until the last piece of the puzzle. The hat. I look like an idiot. All right, I'm gonna go in and get clean.
Over the years, China has poured billions into R&D, and this facility is a prime example. BGI is the world's largest genomic organization. In 2016, with the support of the government, it established China's first national gene bank. And each of these 150 machines can sequence a human genetic sample in less than 2 days. Those samples can then be stored, creating a vast biorepository of data.
The goal of doing that is preserve those samples and try to digitalize them in the future. We can preserve it for millions of years. We will have the data.
You can help fight diseases. You can change the way we live our lives. And if, God forbid, animals continue to become extinct, in the future, you can maybe bring them back using that source code.
Yes.
That's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Madness. You're like a scientist, a crazy scientist with a funny blue hat on.
This is just the first step in BGI's revolutionary goal. When the first human genome was sequenced, it came with a hefty price tag of almost $3 billion. Now fast forward 10 years.
Chinese scientists have fully sequenced the genome of the new E. coli spreading throughout Europe.
They've since decoded the genomes of the giant panda and the silkworm. Now they want to make genetic testing commonplace in China. BGI's president, Wang Jian, is the visionary behind it all. Everything I see here, this enormous institute, all this data, all this genomic coding, all the people, the millions of people you've already sequenced, this is just the first step.
Sure. We have 7 billions in the whole world, and we have 1.34 billions Chinese ones, right?
So you want all of them coded?
For, at least for the China. For the Chinese, we want it all decode. You think it's a big problem? It's a big challenge?
It's a big goal.
For us, the big challenge is the financial support. We lower the cost, save people's life, provide the better service, make them happier and live longer.
So really what this is about is creating the most financially available, incredibly high-tech technology that you believe can literally change and extend your life.
Yes.
If you want to see a doctor in China today, you can expect long waits. And if you live in a rural area, it's even more difficult to get medical care. But Wang Jian believes that regular gene testing can help alleviate some of the pressures on the healthcare system. Every 6 months, Wang Jian has his gene sequenced. So in that dossier is the full genetic report.
Yeah, the whole exome sequencing result. Here you can see Alzheimer's risk show OR ratio is 3.1, means person who have this disease risk is 3 times higher than the normal people.
So I have to have my brain tested every year, every couple of months, to see if I get slowed down or memory is going up or going down.
This idea that your life is in your hands is that you're empowering yourself with information that is otherwise hidden, right?
I know my gene. I know what's going to happen, so I take care of myself.
So in a sense, what you're trying to do is create a system for all Chinese people and ultimately all people to change the way in which they live their lives based upon the real hurdles that already exist in their genetics.
How about the 5 mL of blood for you to take it? We can do it now. We can do it in here.
You know what? Okay, I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll do it. I should have kept my mouth shut. I was getting enthusiastic. The chairman was talking. Everyone was happy. You can save your life. I did not want to do this, and now I'm going to go do it. Now I'm really regretting this. It's not like I don't dislike needles. I don't have like an issue. I mean, no one likes needles, obviously. I'm more afraid for what's going to come of the information than I am about the pain. All right, so now you're going to take all this blood and put it into a vial. Just taking my blood. Is your first time doing this?
No.
No, huh?
No.
Many times?
Yes, many times.
Many times. Well, he did a good job, right? The man said he wants to get everyone in China and really everyone on Earth to get their genes tested. I was hell-bent on not having it done, and yet somehow, at the end of the day, I find myself sitting here with a needle in my arm and blood going into 3 vials. It's gonna be okay, right? It's gonna be okay? Yeah, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
Certainly.
Certainly. Certainly.
Yeah.
BGI is using genetic testing to learn about hereditary traits in specific cases like mine, and also to learn more about hereditary conditions in general. In 2016, China ended the one-child policy, and within just 2 years, there were around 18 million children born. Now, collecting blood samples from infants can help scientists discover genetic abnormalities, such as hearing loss, early enough to impact treatment. This capacity to process the data of over 1.3 billion people would be impossible if not for China's dive into innovation. In the era of supercomputers, the country is home to not 1 but 2 of the world's fastest.
Behind you is the S02, the high-performance computer systems.
So all of these large, black, huge long rows, that's a supercomputer.
Yes, there's stacks of computer nodes.
I've come to the National Supercomputer Center in Guangzhou, to find out what it takes to process the information from a massive volume of DNA.
This computer equals 1 million of laptops.
Now, why is having that much computer power important?
Because the DNA analysis, we analyze very complex genome data. It will take 3 to 4 days to analyze huge human genomes. But usually we need to process over 100 and thousands of genome in a short times.
So more people, more DNA information, more sequencing, which means you need more horsepower.
Yes.
So the idea that BGI has really only just begun the process of analyzing the human genome means that what I'm looking at right here, this is really just the beginning.
Yes, that's the first step.
Cities, once known for manufacturing, trade, and finance, have now become hubs of innovation. And to expand their possibilities, they are growing beyond their city limits. The future of China lies in the megacity. This is an engineering marvel that spans 55 kilometers across the vast Pearl River Delta. Its physical impact as great as its economic importance. This is the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge, and after nearly a decade of construction, it is nearly done. The one thing that keeps the Pearl River Delta from becoming a single, powerful megacity is the water. To get from one side to the other, it can take as much as 3.5 hours in a car. This gap hampers the integration between Hong Kong and Macau, which are critical elements to the local economy. So if they want to have total mobility, they're going to have an entirely new transportation infrastructure.
So tell me, how long have you worked on the project?
我在这个项目，今年是第14个年头了。
One of the most unique aspects of this bridge is that the majority of it is above the water. But then a very specific part of it actually goes down under the sea. And if I'm not mistaken, we're beginning to now go actually under the Pearl River.
对，现在我们就从桥上，通过人工岛进到海底隧道，前面就是海底隧道。整个港珠澳大桥全长是55公里长，是目前世界上在建的最长的桥隧组合工程，跨海工程。
Connecting financial powerhouse Hong Kong to Macau and mainland China, this bridge is a game changer for cities located along the Pearl River Delta. This vast region comprises 9 cities, including Guangzhou, Zhuhai, and Shenzhen. However, occupying just 1% of China's landmass, this region accounts for a whopping 10% of the country's economy.
It's incredible to think about this because 10, 15 years ago, if we were here, there'd be nothing but the Pearl River and boats.
Yeah.
Not a car in sight.
Yeah. It's all the sea and the boat to cross the...
And that's it.
Yeah.
And so we really should savor this moment because we're sitting here walking on a bridge, no cars. And yet in about 1 year's time, it's going to be insanely busy.
Yeah. One day, maybe 10,000 cars.
10,000 cars.
Yeah.
And today, just us.
Su Yi was one of the minds that came up with the idea of building this bridge.
The bridge is incredibly complicated, but the tunnel is uniquely complicated. Why not just span the entire way to Hong Kong? Why create this subterranean bypass?
First, is China, China is the export-oriented country. To give their opportunity, the oil ship and the cargo ship, and so much, maybe 30 million tons to cross this. If we to build the bridge, it must be very long and very high. However, we also have the Hong Kong airport side. There's limited our height of the bridge, so we must make this tunnel.
Right. The airport said you couldn't be high.
Yeah.
The ships had to get through.
Yeah.
So the result is you go under.
Yeah.
So you want to have that vehicular connection, but you also want to maintain that maritime connection.
Yeah, correct.
It's a crazy project.
This is the world's longest sea-spanning bridge. and it stands as proof for just how far Chinese engineering has come.
Mr. Su, have you been up?
No,
Never.
never.
13 years you worked on the bridge. You're one of the founders of the bridge.
It's a pity.
It's a pity.
Yeah, because I'm acrophobic.
So the guy who built the bridge doesn't want to get on top of the bridge. The guy who just showed up is going to go on top of the bridge. I'm going to go in this thing. It's not a good deal, but we're going in. It's a column, right? It's amazing. It's 2 concrete columns that rise up over 170 meters above sea level and are connected by a symbolic image of the Chinese knot. This steel intermediary bracing holds the bridge together, and from that, cables come down that hold up the road deck, and hopefully, it'll hold up me too. Just thank you. And away we go. Well, there's good news and bad news. I'll give you the bad news first. The elevator is not enormous. The good news is we have an elevator operator. The bad news for him is that he's up there. I don't want to say this feels like a coffin, but it feels like a coffin. It'd be one thing if the thing went quickly, so you'd kind of get it over with, but we are just painfully and slowly creeping up the angled column, meter by meter. I don't know if I made mention of this earlier, but if you look over there, their door is open. Just the worst. Okay, not my favorite mode of transport. And almost there. Oh, almost there. Almost there. Oh boy, you can feel the wind now. Okay, you can feel the wind now. All right, okay. We've made it, ladies and gentlemen. Well, as you can hear it, the wind is intense up here. We're at almost 200 meters above sea level, and we're in Typhoon Alley, right? So the wind is blowing hard, which means I'm at top of this thing, right? And it's amazing, right? It's an incredible experience to get to the top of one of the most amazing bridges in the world. But really, for me, beyond the engineering, beyond the scope and the scale and the sheer numbers, it's the import. How does a piece of infrastructure like this not just change the region, but radically transform China and the world? For me, I just want to get down.
With better connectivity across the Pearl River Delta, China is getting that much closer to its goal of creating a megacity. Bringing people within just 1 hour of all the businesses and services they may need. It's a successful model, and it's being replicated at the nation's capital. For years, Beijing has been home to numerous industrial factories. But today, the buildings that once housed these factories now serve a very different purpose. And in the city's largest district, Chaoyang, they're embracing a new creative identity.
好吧，正好我们整理整理它，也可以哈。好。你把腰这个褶儿这样拉，这样是吗？我想瘦点。
Luo Pei is China's first haute couture designer. She gained international fame showing her designs in the fashion capitals of the world.
Wow.
你好。哎，你好 how are you?
Wow. So that's sort of the sort of classic Chinese neckline.
Yes. 我们再给它试一件衣服，这是我们的青花系列，都是中国的像青花瓷上面的纹一样，我们的瓷器也是我们中国人最喜欢的。
The detail is amazing. So, for example, how long does it take to make a dress like this?
这件衣服呢，花了将近30个月，30个月，很长时间，因为它全部都是手绣的，全部都是手绣。这是我们传统的刺绣。
It's from Paris?
Yeah, yes.
Guo Pei has been on a global trajectory ever since she opened her atelier in the district. And many fashion designers have since followed in her footsteps.
You were one of the first pioneers, actually. So I guess 10, 15 years ago, there really weren't many of them.
因为在中国时尚只有30年，我可以说是从中国时尚有时尚82年学服装设计到现在，我是整个经历了中国时尚发展变迁的这样的一个过程。其实从我的角度来讲是，我的一次绣比一次绣的让他们去接纳，就是说，接纳了一个作为中国，就是一个中国时尚，一个中国设计师，甚至带有中国文化的一种风格。我可能代表中国的时尚发展，我也是中国设计师的代表。
The growth in Chinese fashion coincided with a few things: the opening of China's economy, rising income, and the establishment of creative parks, just like this one where Guo Pei opened her first shop. Today, Chaoyang has at least 41 art zones, attracting international and domestic talent.
When I think about the rapid growth of Beijing over the last 10 years, it's a bit of a mixture, right? You have a government policy,
yes,
but you also have a natural migration of artists and creative people coming to an area.
Yeah, it's very important. I just make the open space, a freestyle, and thinking free. 751D Park and 798 Art Zone is about the content and the culture and make the upgrade in this area. And last year, all the GDP is about 500 billion RMB.
500 billion?
Yes.
So of the 500 billion in revenue, what amount was from the creative parks?
61 billion.
And is it growing?
13% every year.
That's incredible. So this mixed-use development that has the super fancy new buildings and the reimagined old buildings, it as a concept is working.
Yes.
From repurposed old factories to gleaming new skyscrapers, China's push to modernity has transformed its economy and its skylines. But there are real challenges that come along with rapid growth.
20 years ago, the Beijing Capital Airport was not even among one of the 30 busiest airports in the world. Cut to today, it is number 2, and very soon, it will be the busiest airport on planet Earth. Now, why is this happening? The Chinese are on the move. They're flying more as plane tickets become more affordable. But to give you a sense of scale, by 2035, Chinese airlines are expected to carry a whopping 1.25 billion passengers. And today, even with a massive new terminal, the Beijing Capital Airport is already supporting millions and millions more passengers than it was ever designed to do. And you know, if you've ever been there, flight delays can be common, and they can be epic.
Chinese airports are like literally bursting at the seams.
Todd Sienna is an aviation consultant who's been living in China for the past 10 years.
Give me a sense for where it was when you got here to what you're seeing now.
Well, you know, when I first arrived in China, the aviation industry was really at its very beginning. Chinese tourists had not gone overseas in a big way yet. They still, a lot of them needed to go through a very difficult process to apply for visas. And today that's all changed. This is all a result of Chinese people becoming wealthier.
So you got people with money, and now you got people with visas. Bring that together, you get a huge burgeoning market.
Yeah, absolutely. Airports are economic engines. They drive the economy.
So in a sense, when you locate an airport, you essentially are dropping a pin of development of sorts. And by locating the new airport, there's the opportunity to catalyze a whole new development, a whole new business district.
As China faces the growing pains that come with development, the government is taking bigger and bolder actions, working towards sustainable healthcare and easing congestion in their capital city. And these plans have already been set in motion at Beijing's newest development.
What do you think? Let me check you. You look good here. Check you there. Okay, look. Oh, okay, over here. Click this over here. Yeah, lock it up there. So we good? Let me check you, half. You're over here. Here, look over here. Let me check your hat. Your hat looks good. All right, you come here. Give me a hug. All right. It's not often a three-man job to get ready to go on a roof, but you know what? You know what? We're taking this pretty seriously. We're gonna climb up.
Okay.
All right, safety first, 2 people, my co-pilot in today's journey, going up on top of the most significant, complicated, geometrically incredible roof ever built on an airport, and there's only one man who can get me up there.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay, follow me.
Let's do it.
Hey.
We're going up. Coming up. All right. Whew.
All right.
All right. Wow. I mean, the incredible thing is once you get up to the roof, you really get a sense for the landscape of this property, and you can see just how far and wide this development is. I mean, this is going to be a massive piece of transportation infrastructure.
The Beijing new airport will meet the future transportation needs of the region. But it also serves a larger goal: to connect Beijing with Tianjin and Hebei and the new special economic zone called Xiongan. At 2,000 square kilometers, the development will be more than 3 times the size of New York City. And once companies and schools move to Xiongan, 4.5 million of Beijing's current residents are expected to follow, bringing new economic opportunities and freeing up space and air for the capital. Moving millions of residents requires smart urban design, just as moving millions of travelers requires smart architecture.
Typically, the airport is a very, very long horizontal bar. But here you've turned it into almost like a starfish.
Okay, this ship can give you more than 4,000 meters to put the gate.
The starfish shape increases the surface area for planes to park at, while at the same time compacting the airport to decrease walking distance.
In a sense, an airport is really about speed and convenience. That's amazing, right? Because when I look at the roof, I see these long skylights, and really, it's a path.
Yeah. Yes.
Follow the light.
Yeah, follow the light.
Where are we going? Are we going to the high place?
Ahead.
Yeah?
Ahead 50 meters.
50 meters. Jesus Christ. Okay. We were at the top of the mountain, the highest peak. Now, us being up here, what's so cool about that is it really gives you a sense for how this roof transforms. In some areas, it's way over your head. In other areas, it comes crashing down to actually meet the terminal. That space where the roof comes down is happening right over there. We're literally inside one of the most dramatic parts of the roof. You like it?
Hey, I like it.
It's good, huh? My friend, this is an amazing building. For you, who's someone who works here, tell me what's most exciting about working on a project like this.
这个工程怎么说呢？感受就是，首先它体量太大了，咱的这一大片19万多平米，雕装是个难点，反正咱使用了大型机械进行雕装，这些感触很深。
I mean, having built the thing, right? Having worked on it, do you think it's beautiful? Do you like the design?
是的 I do.
You do?
I do.
You do? I mean, that's one of the incredible things, right? To be a worker, an engineer, building one of these projects, it's exciting in and of itself. But to do so on a project that's going to change a city like Beijing, one of the most important cities in China, one of the most important cities in the world, is incredible, right? We're not just hanging steel, we're transforming the infrastructure of one of the densest and most complicated cities on planet Earth. One important question: how do we get down?
Once complete, this airport will act as a catalyst, transforming Beijing and bringing development inland. The infrastructure will affect millions, but I'm still curious about the infrastructure that will affect me. So I'm heading south to Shenzhen to find out the results of my genetic testing.
It's too late.
So I am the first Westerner to undergo this additional genetic testing, which is focused not on my hereditary situation, but rather on my lifestyle today.
Exactly. So, and it's very interesting, I'm sure, yeah.
So this is your circadian clock. What does a circadian clock disorder risk mean?
Well, which means if someone when they travel a lot, or the lifestyle change frequently, they are really hard to get used to it. But for some people, like you, I think, you have a low risk of clock disorder risk, which means you are quite good at that, to control your lifestyle, to control your clock.
That's fascinating. Meaning, I don't get jet lag very easily.
Yeah.
I'm in China now, I'll be in New York next week, I'll be in Dallas the week after, and I actually am able to do it without too much jet lag, and the genes back that up. That's crazy.
It's all coding in the gene.
It's coded in the genes. It's amazing.
While this is all lighthearted stuff, there's actually something that has always weighed at the back of my mind.
To be honest with you, I have quite a bit of cancer in my family. And so I came into this worried, frankly expecting that there was going to be some bad news about that.
So the result from the hereditary cancer is negative. You're clean. So all the hereditary cancer, you have no mutation on all of this.
So it's negative, right?
Yes.
It is. It actually is a relief. I mean, you don't necessarily realize how much you were thinking that you were going to get a disease until you know that actually, when it comes to this stuff, I'm not predisposed to having it. I feel legitimately calmer, actually. I do. So we learned a lot today, not just about my genes, but about my future. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not married, you're not married, I got good genes. Look, if ever you were to meet a boyfriend and say, well, what kind of guy is he? You know everything.
Dating profile aside, genetic tests like this could change the way we treat diseases.
In the old days, that when people get a disease, the treatments were all the same.
Right.
They use the same drugs for everyone.
Right.
Nowadays, the genetic sequencing can provide more accuracy about the genomic information of cancers, and we can have information of 20,000 genes at the same time.
If I have a tumor and you have a tumor, they're both cancer, but at a molecular level, these tumors are different.
Yes.
And as a result of that discovery, the way we approach our treatment should also be different.
That's the progress of science.
I mean, it's incredible. Like in the term of our lifetimes, in 20, 30 years, we've already changed the way we're thinking about cancer.
This precision medicine that comes from gene mapping will help patients live longer and better. And learning that cancer is not part of my genetic destiny has already changed my outlook on life.
You getting tired? You tired?
No.
Believe it or not, I'm trying out garden therapy in what was once a gas power plant in Chaoyang District, Beijing.
Can I try?
Yeah, you can try it.
All right, so 70 minutes, you said. Here we go.
Yeah, but big, a little bit big.
A little bigger.
Now, this may seem like a strange ritual, but it's all part of designer Gao Yijing's green philosophy, bringing nature to cities. Part restaurant, part living lab, and part florist, 751 Botanica is the realization of this total environmental vision.
And you'll feel it light, right?
Yeah.
And then it stir back.
I have to admit that the New York American in me does not have the garden therapy. It does not come natural to me. So myself and Wu Qifan have prepared the water. And now, Wu Qifan, what is the next step in our process? So we baptized the plants as part of a deeply religious ritual.
Can't do.
Wu Qifan, you're killing me here, buddy. You're killing me, man. You're just killing me.
No, you will grow well.
I thought this was supposed to be relaxing. You're just killing me, dude. Get the willows nice and wet, and we express ourselves through the majesty of gardening. This isn't something you've invented, so I look ridiculous today, is it?
No, you are
No?
not.
Okay, just
You
making
look
sure.
so handsome.
I look
today.
handsome? All right.
Yeah.
Beijing is a living tapestry, interweaving her dynastic years with the current republic. As the city evolves, repurposed industrial spaces like 751D Park provide a sustainable way to preserve her history. The building remains, but individuals, like Gao, are free to interpret this space in a whole new way. Well, I'll tell you one thing which is really shocking to me as I sit here with willows wet, as I extend water here, is that I can't believe I'm in the heart of Beijing.
We produce pollution and we have to pay for that, right? This is everything we have to do. It's not only my mission. I hope from me, from work from my heart, speak from my heart, can give a lot of inspiration and influence to all around the world. To let people think about what world we are in and what we are going to be in the future.
Could not have said it better. That means you stay here, keep changing the world. I'm gonna hang out with Wu Qifan, keep gardening. Let's get back into our meditative state. Gucci! Creative enterprises like Gao's are carving a new space in China's cities and economy. They symbolize the nation's onward and upward growth. But with over 1.3 billion people to care for, China has got to keep innovating to find solutions to large-scale problems. Using this 5-year plan as a guide, the nation forges its way towards a smarter, healthier, and more prosperous future. It's well known that China has long since established her presence as the world's manufacturer. In fact, for me, growing up, every single piece of electronics I had the sign "Made in China" written on it. However, now they're redirecting their resources not just from producing, but also towards innovating. China wants to be a place that isn't just about making things, but it's about inventing things. But to do that, you need infrastructure. And what have we seen? The creation of a massive radiation synchrotron facility to think about pure science. The construction of the second international airport in Beijing, one of the most sophisticated airports I have ever seen, physically connecting China with infrastructure in ways she has never been. The reality is this: if China wants to take the world stage not as a manufacturer, but as an innovator, she is gonna have to invest in collaboration and in innovation.